beautiful world, and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be talking with you about how you can improve your IBS symptoms with the Low Fodmap diet. Now, if this is your first time ever clicking on a video or tuning in or listening to a video or watching a video rather on my channel, I want to welcome you. My name is Kathleen, but you can call me Kat. I upload videos here on this channel Monday through Friday, and I focus on feminine health, reproductive health, anti-aging, wellness, nutrition, fitness, and just all things healthy lifestyle and healthy living. If that is something that you are into, I encourage you to go ahead and click that subscribe button and make sure you ring that notification bell. And without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into today's topic. So the Low Fodmap diet, which is a form of an elimination diet, was created specifically for those that have gut health issues such as IBS, which is irritable bowel syndrome, and it was designed to help allow the gut to heal properly while decreasing the number or amount of irritating foods that are present within the gut or that is in the actual diet. Those irritating foods are known as FODMAPs. And FODMAP is actually an acronym which stands for the different types of foods that you are to omit or decrease in your Low Fodmap diet. Those foods are fermentable, oligosaccharides, monosaccharides, disaccharides, and polyol. So with fermentable foods, these are carbohydrates that remain in the digestive tract for a prolonged period of time, and they begin to ferment, which can lead to and causes issues with bloating and gas. Oligosaccharides are fructans that are known to contribute to irritations for IBS sufferers. So common fructans or oligosaccharides are going to be found in foods such as wheat, rye, garlic, as well as onion. Disaccharides refer to dairy foods that contain the enzyme lactose, which is also a known irritating factor or aggravating food source when it comes to managing IBS. Monosaccharides are fructose, which can be found in fruits. Common sources of monosaccharides or fructose is going to be honey, apples, and high fructose corn syrup. Polyols are sorbitol or mannitol, which can be found in some fruits and vegetables and is also commonly found in artificial sweeteners. There are three distinct phases of the Low Fodmap diet. The first phase is the Low Fodmap phase, which you can consider to be the elimination phase because you are eliminating all of those high FODMAPs. You have the second phase, which is the reintroduction phase, and the third phase, which is the personalization phase. So during the FODMAP phase, you're going to focus on replacing all of those high FODMAP foods with low FODMAP alternatives. This phase particularly lasts for a period of about 4 to 6 weeks. After you have completed and moved through the FODMAP phase, you're going to transition into the reintroduction phase. So this phase lasts for about 8 to 12 weeks, and this is basically when you're going to slowly and strategically reintroduce high FODMAP foods into your diet and basically assess how your body reacts to these foods and if you notice any triggers or any symptoms becoming an issue for you. So the process that you will want to focus on during this reintroduction phase to make sure that you're doing it correctly and you're not rushing it and going into it too fast is to focus on reintroducing one high FODMAP food at a time and start with a small serving and work your way up to a larger serving. So you're going to be concentrating on this high FODMAP food source for a period of 3 days, and again working from a small serving and building your way up to a larger serving and making sure that you are paying attention to how your body reacts to these different servings and if there are any signs, symptoms, or any irritation that you begin to notice. The last and final phase is the personalization phase. So during the personalization phase, this is when you should have a pretty good idea of what high FODMAP foods work for you and what high FODMAP foods do not work for you. And you should be coming to the place where you know what foods you need to omit, what foods you need to decrease, and what foods you need to increase overall, so that you can kind of come up with your own game plan or your own style of eating that's going to be most conducive to helping you manage your IBS symptoms. So some important things that you need to know before you plunge headfirst into a low FODMAP diet, or you try this out for yourself, is that the low FODMAP diet in and of itself is not intended for weight loss. This style of diet, again, is an elimination diet, and it is focused and geared towards those that suffer or struggle with IBS, and helping them to identify food intolerances, food triggers, and food sensitivities, so they will know what foods they can omit, what foods they can decrease, and they basically get a better understanding of how the foods they eat and their overall nutrition can affect their symptoms. Also, it's important to note that since the low FODMAP diet is an elimination diet, and you will be eliminating and removing a lot of different foods and a lot of different food groups, and it's a lengthy process as well. It's a very in-depth and lengthy process. This isn't something that you should just do alone or go through it alone, because it can be overwhelming and it can be frustrating. This is something that you will want to make sure that you are working with a professional that understands and knows exactly what a low FODMAP diet is, how to move you through a low FODMAP, and understands about nutrition. Like a nutritionist would be a great person to work with, because they're going to help navigate you and move you through each of the phases of the low FODMAP in a safe, effective, and healthy way. And while the low FODMAP diet is specifically helpful and it is definitely geared towards those who have IBS, if you have IBD, which is inflammatory bowel disease, and you are considering or wanting to give the low FODMAP approach a try, before you even try it or consider this is something that you need to discuss with your primary care provider as well as your gastroenterologist, because depending on what is happening in your specific case of inflammatory bowel disease is going to determine whether this is a good approach for you to take or not. And that is particularly because with a lot of sufferers of IBD, you do have some nutrient deficiencies. And it may not be a good idea for you to go through a diet where you are, again, removing a lot of different food groups that's not going to really support your journey and what you're going through with your IBD, and it can actually irritate you and increase nutrient deficiencies. So it's important that you talk with your primary care provider first. It's important that you discuss this with your gastroenterologist and see if this is something that is a good fit for you. But in most cases, the low FODMAP diet is beneficial for those with IBD when they have issues with IBD as well as IBS. So just keeping that in mind. So that is all for today's video. I hope that you found this information helpful. If you did, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Also, if you want to continue to learn more about your health, your wellness, and just having an overall healthy lifestyle, I encourage you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and make sure you ring the notification bell. And I will see you next time. So here is to redefining health and staying forever young. Bye.